Hi everyone, how are you doing? Hope you're well, hope you're having a good week. My week is both flying really fast and dragging really slowly. All day yesterday I thought it was Wednesday, and for some reason today I thought it was Monday. So I don't know what's going on with my week, but yeah, that's where I'm at. I hope you are well. To everyone who came to the retreat, I hope you had as much fun as I did. I know from the feedback we've had so far, everybody really enjoyed it. And so tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the projects that we did at the retreat for those who weren't able to make it. And I'm going to craft and show you some of the things that we did. Forgive me, the postie is just arriving with a parcel. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry. He waved at me from the window so he could see me, but he obviously didn't know that I was live. And for those of you who don't recognise the pink spotty bag, that's more Popsy dresses. So, you know, I love my Popsies, and I've got new ones that have just arrived, so yay. Hi Shona, hi Marion. Yeah, so let me jump to it. I'm going to, first of all, share with you the projects that we did, and then I'm going to just show you the using the Enduring Beauty masks and one of the techniques that we shared. So let me switch this round. I had to get all my whole setup unpacked and sorted from the weekend. We had a variety of classes. So Jen ran 2 and I ran 2. These are the ones which I did. Hey Julie. And this was one of the projects that we did on the Saturday. This is a card folio using the Flight and Airy papers. And when you open it up, inside you have 2 large inner pockets and 2 small inner pockets. So the small inner pockets on this side, you can see they hold a little book of stamps, and the one here, it's got little Velcro dots that hold sentiments. And the whole idea is that you would create your sentiments and keep them inside the pocket, and then add them to the card for whatever occasion it was that you were that you needed the card for. So these are the cards that we made. So first of all, there was this one here. So again, using the Flight and Airy papers, using the pool party ribbon and just that bird as an embellishment there. So the decorated envelope and the card. So there's 2 of each of the card designs. This was the second one that we did. So this gold and cream flower piece, these are actually from a second set of notelets, the gold flowery embossed notelets and envelopes, which we chopped up. I know, sacrilege. But we cut up the pieces and added it onto the notelet along with some more DSP and some ribbon. So you can see there that there's 4 notelets and envelopes that fit into that pocket there. And then on the other side, we had this one. So this was using the Lost Lagoon papers, some Lost Lagoon card at the top with some stamping on it, and the pool party ribbon, which goes surprisingly well with Lost Lagoon. And again, this one has a decorated envelope to go with it. So easy to do these decorated envelopes. It's a nice little touch that I would encourage you to do. And then the final cards here, these ones were done slightly differently. This one was done with a pecan pie centre, whereas the one over here was done with the Daffodil Delight centre. And it's funny, actually, in daylight, you couldn't really see the yellow in that card, but I think it's actually very clear with the artificial light shining on it. The yellow centres show up far more strongly there. Although obviously you see them very, very bold with the pecan pie ones on that side. And these flowers were done using the Enduring Beauty masks. And that's what I'm going to demonstrate for you tonight. So before we get on to that though, I'm going to finish showing you the other cards. So this was the folio, and it folds shut like that. And because the pockets are all pointing into the inside, it means that nothing drops out the side if you were to have on its side. So yeah, so that was one of the projects that we did. Then we had a card class, which I called Quick and Easy Cards. So what we did for that was, so this one here. So this is a front panel card, which opens up like so. So you've got DSP here, and then just the sentiment and the bird on the front of it there. Nice, something just quick and easy. Hey, Debbie. This one here is a triple panel card, but it's an interlocking one. So you can see the strips open up like that. So it says center gatefold card with the strips that interlock like so. Again, this is all done using the Flight and Airy DSP. This one, again with a Flight and Airy DSP, you need half a sheet of DSP, and you fold it and stick it down onto this final cardstock piece here. And it opens up, so you've got a panel there for writing on, and then it folds and folds, and you have this element on the front. This card is one of my favourite ones for when you've got beautiful DSP on both sides that you want to show off to its best advantage. So that's a great way to use up DSP. This one here is the stepper card. So it's almost got like a box and then another stepper part at the top. And this one, the colouring around the outside of this one was done using the Wink of Stella watercolouring technique, which was just one of the many colouring techniques that we went over at the retreat. And then the final card we did was this one, which is a quick and simple half panel card. You just chop the card front in half, turn the piece around, stick it to the front, decorate with DSP. And you can see there that I fussy cut out some of the shapes and the bird along there to finish the card. So those were my projects. Jen had other projects that she did as well, which she will no doubt share with you. Plus you've got pictures on my Facebook page. Ooh, I've just noticed. I've normally got a little bit with me in the corner, which is missing. Let's see if I can bring it back up. Hello. There we go. So hopefully you enjoyed those projects. For those who came to the retreat, I hope you enjoyed making them. For those who didn't, I hope you enjoyed looking at them. Hey Ali, we will have another retreat in November that we will let you know the dates of soon. And we are trying to work out if we're going to do an event of some sort in between now and November, because November's a long way off. I mean, it's 6, 7, 8 months away. Whether we do it in a hotel or another venue, or whether you come to mine, we're still working out the details, but we just have so much fun crafting with you. We really want to see what we can do again. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the mask technique, and I'm just gonna trim a piece of basic white. And this is the size that would fit on top of a standard card front. I'm going to, now, I was just going to use my clear mat, but actually I want my grid paper. So let me just lean over and grab this. And there is a reason why I'm using the grid paper rather than just my clear mat. I love my clear mat, of course I do, but there is a reason. Trust the process. So I'm going to use some washi tape. Now, when you're using washi tape, you want to stick down your card to your surface, but I would encourage you just to stick that to your clothing first, just to kind of remove some of the tackiness, because you don't want it to stick too much to the paper. You want it to be able to come off easily. And low tack tape or washi tape are normally very good for that, but you don't want to risk anything that's going to tear your card front or spoil it in any way. So I'm going to tape this down on all 4 corners, and it is worthwhile just taking the time to put that firmly in place and make sure it's not going to move. And then we're going to use, so at the retreat, we use the Enduring Beauty bundle, which has got this stamp set. And then they've got these dies which match. And then they've got these masks. And it's the masks I'm going to show you how we use just now. So the masks have got numbers on them. 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to start with mask number 1. Very good place to start. And you'll see it's got this notch at the top. All of the masks, if I just show you, they've all got this notch up in the top left-hand corner. And that's to help you line them up consistently. So I'm going to start off with number 1. And I'm going to use some washi tape to stick that down. But I'm also going to get my pencil and I'm going to draw the corners of my mask, and I'm just going to draw that notch along like that. So now I know when I stick down the next mask, I want to make sure that the corners and that notch line up. Okay, so this first one, number 1, is one of the flowers. Just making sure I've got it the right way up. I do. So I'm going to do this one in Bubble Bath, and I'm going to use my blending brushes to pick up the colour. So actually I'm going to put washi tape at the bottom as well. I don't really want my mask moving. I want to make sure it's held firmly in place. There we go. So with the blending brushes, I like to hold them in my hand and then just have that one finger pressing down like so. So I'm just going to pick that up and I'm going to start off my mat and then just brush on in a circular motion to brush that colour on like so. Now, when I demoed this at the retreat, we were doing the masks onto the notelets for the folio. So it was actually really hard to see whether the colour had landed or not. We do not have the same problem this time because I'm using basic white. So you can see, hopefully, I don't know how clear it is on the camera, but hopefully you can see very clearly that the colour has gone on there. And of course you're going to get a brighter colour on white than you do if you put it on one of the other colours. So once I have done that with my bubble bath, I'm going to peel off that mask, and you can see below I've now got my colour. Let's put this mask to one side. I do normally advocate cleaning your masks immediately, but I've left my chamois in the other room because I haven't quite unpacked everything from the retreat yet. So I'm just going to have to do it later. So I'm using mask number 2. I'm lining it up with those corners and especially with that notch up at the top. I'm going to hold it in place with my washi tape. And number 2, I'm going to use soft sea foam because this is my leaves. You want to start with your paler colours and then darker colours for the elements on top. So let's pick up with my soft sea foam, and again just brush that on, circular motions, making sure that you cover all of the patches that are left exposed by the mats. While I'm doing this, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you like the masks? Have you used them? Have you not used them? Have you bought them but not got round to them yet? What are your thoughts? Have you used them and you really liked them? Have you used them and not liked them? I'd love to know what you think. We've got a few different masks that are available in the catalogue, so it's good to know what people think. Let me pull that off. You can see that colour really starting to build up there. There we go. Saving the washi tape each time. Number 3. So number 3 is covering over where my flowers are. So this time I'm going to use a deeper shade of pink and go over the top of my flowers. So for this I am using Flirty Flamingo. And you get a really good contrast. Yours just arrived yesterday, Ali. I'm sure you'll have loads of fun with them. Let's rub this over. You can see straight away that darker colour going on. Like so. Let's peel that off. Look at that. Clearly see that working. The masks are a really effective way to do this colouring. Let's look at mask number 4. Again, lining it up using the notch. I like having these corner pieces as well because I think you get better alignment than just using the notch. And then this time I'm going to use a darker green over the top. So this is my garden green shade that I'm doing now. Just doing this over the top to give detail to the leaves, adding in some stem details as well. Colouring in that like so. Look at that beautiful detail. Gorgeous. Love, love, love it. And then finally, the 5th one. Now, on the 2 cards that I showed you before, you'll have seen that one of them was Daffodil Delight and the other one was Pecan Pie. I'm going to go back to Daffodil Delight for this one because I'm going to do something different with my Pecan Pie. So you'll see what that's going to look like in a minute. Let me just ink this up and show you. So my Daffodil Delight going in the centre of my flowers, giving lovely sunny yellow flower centres that I've got there. And let's peel that off. Look. There we go. So then that's my piece all completely coloured in, which I think looks lovely. Now, when I did the notelets, we stopped there because we had done the masking directly onto the notelet and that was enough. But this time I am going to do another step and I'm going to take the stamp from Enduring Beauty that coordinates with these masks and I'm going to stamp over the top. Now, even as I do this, I'm starting to think I should have done it in the Stamparatus, which would have helped line it up better. So this might not work, not gonna lie. This is me in pure experimentation mode. I think Jen did this at the retreat. I didn't, but we're gonna give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? It could all go horribly wrong, but it's just card and ink. If it does, I can turn it over and try again. Right, so I've already checked that my leaves are pointing up the way where those leaves are pointing up. So I know I've got it the right way around. That's the little bud that goes over at that side. So now I'm going to line this up. Try not to have my head over the top. And you know what? I'm not fussed if it doesn't line up exactly. It doesn't have to be an exact science. She says, caveating things already. Okay, so you put it down, and should we just stop there? Shall I just, call it a night? Thanks very much for joining me, or do you want to see it? Do you want to see if this has worked? Let's see if this has worked. Do you know what? I think that's worked. I think that looks all right. What do you think? Now, there is a school of thought which says you can stamp it first and then line the masks up with the stamps and ink it that way. And yes, absolutely you could. You don't have to do it the way I've just done it. But I like that. I think that has worked not too badly at all. So the final step, if you were going to use this entire bundle, would be to run it through the cut and emboss. And of course there is the die, because that's what we love about Stampin' Up. It's all their coordination. So you've got that die that would go on and cut out that whole shape. And so you could run that through the cut and emboss. So that would be the final step to this, but I'm not going to do that because my cut and emboss machine is still in the box. So yeah, I'm going to call it a night on that. That layer, and I mean the size that I've done it at is actually the size that would fit on a card myself. Oh, there was one more thing I was going to show you. So this was one of the techniques that we showed at the retreat. So what I've got here is one of the mini blending brushes and my Wink of Stella. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze my Wink of Stella and get a couple of drops of Wink of Stella on the head of my brush. And then I'm going to brush all over. Now, I might just do it on the flowers because I can see some of the dye is moving as I do this. So some of my leaves are maybe slightly pinker than I wanted them to be. But you know what? I still think it's pretty. And that way, instead of using my brush and just applying the Wink of Stella selectively, I've put it over the whole piece. So you see how that all now sparkles and shimmers with my Wink of Stella. And actually, if I go back to the projects that I showed you at the beginning, so my card folio, the piece that we did down at the bottom, this punched out shape, which is all glittery, that was done using Wink of Stella and a blending brush to get that colour all over the cardstock. I mean, you can use spritzer bottles as well if you want, but I think using the blending brush just helps you put it onto localised areas if you want to do a bigger bit than is practical with a pen. Oh, hey, Margaret. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Right, that's all I've got for you this evening. Let's flick back to me and let's switch off the Blackpool illuminations. I hope you've enjoyed that this evening. I will have more goodies to show you next week. And yeah, I hope you have a really good week. And if you have any questions about anything I've done, then please do ask. And if you make anything with this that you've been inspired by, I'd love to see your creations. And yeah, have a fabulous week. Take care, everyone. Bye.